ignorance is bliss, right? Well, I think in the case of the rookies, they're ignorant to it. They're just happy to be in the big leagues. And A.J. Ewing comes up. He doesn't care about the losing streak, anything else. He's happy to get an opportunity. And you heard Mendy say it, and I think it was truthful and honest about the energy and having fun. They're having fun, and you could see that. It's infectious. It's contagious. You could see that with this team that's now won 3 out of the last 4 series.
Yeah, I think ignorance is bliss in more than one way with them, too. You know, they haven't, I mean, Carson Benge has had some moments where he's struggled, but he's not a guy that seems to internalize that. Like, it's kind of like, this is baseball. It's the same here as it was there. There's some ignorance in that way that is bliss for him. And I think for A.J. Ewing, he hasn't failed here yet. He's had an incredible run for the last few months that's pushed him here, so he's not worried about failing either. It's like they're going to fail. Carson Benge has failed, but right now they're not worried about it because it hasn't happened, and they're bringing everyone with them.
What really stood out to me about this sweep was that they came from behind to win each of these games, which is something that felt like when they were losing, it really felt like they were out of games so quickly. And that was just because they looked lifeless. They didn't look like they were having fun. A lot of the hits, a lot of the runs, a lot of the production in this particular win came from the bottom of the lineup. It's a lot more, it's a lot more energy, a lot more energetic, and a lot more sort of optimistic feeling if you're watching them. It did not feel like they were going to blow this game, even though they had to come from behind to win, even though we'll talk about this, they were dealing with Nolan McLean, who didn't have his best stuff. It felt like they have a lot of opportunity here, and a lot of that was the Tigers and the umpiring, but they had opportunity and they were running with it.
Yeah, this is the heartbeat of the game 101. You think about the Mets clubhouse when you're in a stretch like that where nothing's going your way, everything's a little bit off, you're wondering where the answers are coming from. Then you have young guys coming up who are giving you some of those answers, and it can be an infusion for some of the veterans on this team. We're seeing other guys like Semien start to impact a little bit more. This can be invigorating for an entire team to see young guys come up, grind for an opportunity, earn an opportunity, and deliver right away. Think about how impactful that is for Ewing to come up and not have to wait his turn before he has a big moment. I think this is having a ripple effect across the team, and you're seeing it play out where the Mets don't feel like they're out of a game. A week or two ago, they never win these games from behind, like you said, Hannah. Now they're winning the games, and I think the young guys coming up and showing they can do it, it's helping the veterans.
You could feel the energy, whether you're sitting here, whether you're in the stands, whether you're watching at home, whether you're on the field. It is different, and simply just having fun. Now, I know it's hard to have fun when you're losing 12 straight games, but they're having fun, and you can see that, and good for Mendy for acknowledging that. You mentioned Carson Benge. You know, he's failed, right? Well, yeah, he failed as recently as last night, butchering a ball in right field, base paths, maybe not being as aggressive as he needed to be, but he bounces back. So even for a young guy to have that confidence and fun, that also has to be infectious.
I think he has a really good demeanor for baseball. It might not be the greatest demeanor for some other pursuits, you know. I don't think he's like deeply thinking about what's happening, but I think that's great. I mean, when he missed that ball, you know, they kind of caught him afterward, and he was just like, yikes. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm the worst. It was like, that was bad. You know, they just have a good demeanor for it. And A.J. Ewing did something in his first at-bat that I think has trickled through the rest of the lineup, but if it hasn't, coincidence, but he took pitches. Right. Like, he took pitches. He didn't try to create something by swinging at the first pitch. They look so much calmer. I mean, I think we've said it for weeks now. No lead is safe against the Mets. You know, look at them now. They're just, you know, guys on. You know?
I don't know if I'm going to go there, Chelsea, yet. Hannah, you mentioned this before with Nolan McLean. You know, I was one of those, I don't want to say pessimistic, but I see 3-0, and I'm like, ugh. Here we go. You know, this would be a series where they need to sweep. I don't like the negative feel, killing the vibes off the last 2 wins. But to McLean's credit and the Mets rallied. McLean, though, got better as the game went along. He is that to me is an ace-like performance.
Yeah, he didn't have his best stuff. His velocity was a little bit lower today, and yet he pitched 7 innings in only 93 pitches. Again, he got helped out with a couple of calls, but the way that he battled, although we should say part of the reason why it feels like they're still in games and why they're able to come back is that the bullpen has just been a lot better. I mean, Sal, this is not on the rundown, but are you feeling like a little bit better when you see Devin Williams get into a game?
Yeah, Williams I'm okay with.
Right?
Yes.
Like, it's starting to feel a little bit like the pieces are doing what you want them to do, which is the bullpen is closing out games, the lineup is scoring runs, and your ace, Nolan McLean, he can gut through 7 innings when you really need a sweep and he doesn't have his best stuff.
And McLean doesn't feel like he allows a 3-run home run, game over. He has a little bit more of a margin for error now with a team that can score some runs and punch back, which was not the case a couple of weeks ago. And Nolan McLean, I really think will be one of the 5-10 best pitchers in baseball by season's end. We're going to be talking about him in that light because it's not the 5 and fly, 6 and fly. This guy, without his best stuff, can grind you through 7 innings. He could trust his defense, find different ways to get it done. I think a young pitcher who's immature kind of at least has a dud of an effort. Maybe he gets into the 5th inning and he gets the hook right there. This was a strong performance. Yeah, he didn't have his best stuff. That's what an ace does on a day where he doesn't have it. He still gives you a chance to win, and he more than did that today.
He's made fewer than 20 major league starts,
yeah.
You know, and it seems like I think he has a killer instinct. He seems really competitive. I don't think he has the experience to know how to use it yet. So I think that's what you're kind of looking for, right? The stuff-wise, easy top 10 starter in baseball. I think by the end of the year, it won't be a conversation. But you're seeing him take these little steps. You know, he was having trouble getting through 5, getting through 6. Okay, today he takes that next step. Just a lot of adjustments. And the thing you don't really see with him on the field is when he's in the clubhouse and they're playing basketball or whatever they're doing, like, that guy is a competitor with a lot of personality. And you can tell he's just got that it thing that is going to take him further than, you know, other guys with the same amount of talent. And I think you're starting to see it play out on the field.
And that's what I love. And I also love the fact, like, obviously you'd love him to go out there and throw 9 shutout innings, complete game shutout, but the fact that you get behind early, bouncing back, handling adversity. You saw it with Freddie Peralta the night before, where Peralta looked like he wasn't going to be able to pitch 3 innings, let alone pushing through 6 innings. That is something where this foundation, if the Mets are going to get back into it and turn their season around, it's going to be because that solid starting pitching and those guys, Freddie Peralta going 6, maybe 7, Nolan McLean, same thing, Clay Holmes, let's see if he can keep it going tomorrow night.